Hi there, another video from Koiro, and this time it won't be about the AT5170 motherboard that is behind me. It will be about, something totally different. I'm actually going to visit the good old C64 for some videos. And the reason why I haven't cleaned my desk for the AT5170 is that I don't think I will be using this bench in this video. I do have some unpacking to do, and I have to go through some stuff. Recently, I don't do this often, but from time to time I come across someone that wants to sell some C64 stuff, and it also, it happens to be some stuff that I want to look into. And I do have very much old Commodore stuff, and I don't care very much about games and originals and stuff, but I do care about the electronics and peripherals and other stuff that is related to the Commodore 64, 128 and the family of computers, the 8-bit line. As I said, I have bought two rather large catch of things, and I want to unpack them, and I want to see what state they are in, and I also might try out some of the stuff in this video. We have to see how far we get, and when it's natural to take a break and continue in the next video. So the first chapter will be filmed down in my garden shed, where I had this package standing to do some unboxing to reveal what's in there. So, down to the shed. This is not going to be the best footage ever, and I was not planning on filming this. And it might look a bit staged, but I can assure you it's not. Today I'm in my outdoor shed, and I've been filming here before. I have the bench here where I do CRT work, and I also have my more lean towards the technical side of things, mechanical and stuff, on the other side here. But what you see now is a cardboard box that is standing on the middle of my floor, and I just started opening this, and I have not put back everything like it was, but I was thinking of filming this. This was ordered some time ago, and I'm a bit late of unpacking this box. This is bought, of course I didn't pay much for it, but anyway, this is another video to show how bad things go if things are not properly packed. And here is a lot of original cassette tapes, Bomb Jack 2 from Mastertronic, and Jumpman, Euro Gold, so it's the low-cost labels, and some other stuff. This is something we can go into further afterwards. And I also have this box here that is it's probably opening this way. No, it was this way. It's some other cassettes with Super Ski, so some original and some copy games here. But the reason I'm filming this is how it was packed. As you can see, this is a box of floppy disks, and they was packed like this, with this on top here. If this is still working, there's no way to tell, because I don't know how this have fared, but I bought the floppy disks as a surprise, so I don't know if they work, and I don't expect them to be. But the worst thing is what I found here, because this was laying just as I have this now, two tape recorders and a very worn melted PowerBrick. Probably should give this a good rebuild before it actually done anything with this, but the power supply in itself is not what's bad. The bad thing is that it was put on top of this. Oh, and there's even the keys was laying like so, and the power supply on top, and it's missing a spring. one of these keys might have been broken from before then, because yeah, and this is also broken in the back, so this will be quite easy to open. And there are some more things in this box, and I have not really looked into it. There are more cassettes, Arcade Hall of Fame, Missile Command, Quick Shot joystick, this one. Yeah. The cables are bad, but the joysticks are probably fixable. I don't think they have been broken or having anything heavy stored upon them. We have the play to read software, C64 128 disk, time scanner. We have a final cartridge, and this is the original one, not the final cartridge 2 or 3, I think. It's black, so I do have to plug it into something to know. More games, Rampage, Mystery of the Nile, Train. And we do have some manuals. The VIC 1541 manual, At Home with Basic. We do have some box, I don't know if it's anything within it. Some more games. C64 Super Load Save. So it's a turbo tape something. And totally at the bottom you have some more games. Tales of the Arabian Nights. It's a lot of tape games. And here you have some instructions for something, some game. I'm not sure. I have to keep that. But in the bottom here lays 1541 of the good old kind. And at least this is not broken, at least it doesn't appear to be. But yeah, I also have the power cable for the floppy drive, and this is the original one. If you do remember, they always had this with this 90-degree bend on the plug. So all in all, it was not very much damage done. But of course, the C64 itself, it will never be the same. Of course, I can fix this keyboard. One of the springs was missing. It's not in the box as far as I can see. And that might mean that it was broken from before. And this is totally broken off in the back. It still has screws that looks like the originals in the front. And this is a made in England version. Of course it doesn't matter much, but there are some small differences and between the made in Germany and the made in England. This was made in much shorter time span in England, but a lot of the ones that was sold in Norway was made in England. And there's some dust. Yeah, it's a 407 board. None of the chips in a socket. Of course the SID chip is always in a socket. And it's made in 1984, most of the chips. I do have the blend from the GI and the MOS chips, and it's one memory chip that actually is changed. But these have the Micron RAMs that is very unreliable, and it also have one MOS chip here and a 7406 MOS chip. Yeah, all of these chips have a date in 1984. Some rust here, but not much. And they do have these strange DIN plugs. I've seen those before. They are a bit strange here in the back. Otherwise, nothing special. Of course, I will test this. The reason that I'm showing you this now is that I have another load with C64 stuff that I'm going to unpack, and I'm really looking forward to check if that's packed any better. And this is the ISA cable for the floppy drive, together with these joysticks. And we can also just browse through this box. Bomb Jack 2, one original game. Cooper, that's a really old one. Crystal of Kalis without the cassette. Wild Ride with cassette. Storm cassette. Space Academy. Jumpman. Yeah, but it's released on the Euro Gold label, so it's the budget one. Yeah. Karateka, the shed, and Aquaplane. I will also do another unboxing. Race. It's not what we normally do here, but some have another load of if anyone is interested in cassette games, I do plan to do some. You can just contact me about these. I'm not much of a collector on original games, so I plan to do a video in the future where I present what I have, and if you want to buy something of these, just give me a notice about that. So that was what I was planning to present you here from the videos, and I showed you this floppy drive. I do have some more and look at this beauty. It's melted down, so the plastic here is totally melted. Yeah, there's some loose parts inside, and it's also with this mechanism. So these I will also do a test of. Yes, I'm here in my garage. The garage is not as a garage, as this is an extension of the house. Normally our dog lives here, and our dog, and it's also used for kind of storage and other room. So this is very much better packed than the other batch I got. This is a bread bin, and the keys are intact and the case is intact, and this is the case with the labels in back, so that means it is in English, England, and that is. One rubber feet is missing, all the screws seems original. It's a bit corroded here on the plug. This probably is another 407 board. Next is also a bread bin. Also a made in England. No markings on the ports. Some plastic damage on this one. All the tabs are broken and all the screws are missing, and one key is missing, so this is clearly a parts machine, but it does have 425 board, so inside here it actually is newer. We do have some modification done here. It's the earth that is being connected here, and it's put a socket here. There are some moose chips. The SID chip is in a socket, and also one of the room chips. And this has a date of, yeah, I have to turn it the other way. Yeah, it seems like it's 84 dates. on this, late 84. So that one put aside. Next we have here is another one. It's also a bread bin. This time it's a made in Germany. Screw seems intact, 2 of them at least. The case is another with no markings. I do think this is the same case as the English one. I'm not sure about the board. I do think it's a 407 board, but we have to check. All the keys are intact, very yellowed keys, yellowed case. More packing material. In the bottom. Yeah, let's unwind this a bit. $15.41 looks original. Nothing done to this, and we do have a rubber feet. One of the C64s was missing a feet, so that was in this box. But I do have another one. This is the part of the same batch. I ordered this, or I bought this online at Christmas time about, and it was an auction, so I paid quite a lot for this, but quite a lot. I can sell this stuff one by one and get my money back if I want to, and I mostly bought this to have some C64 to repair on and tend matters. And here is a spare board. And it has been mangled with a lot, that's clear. This is not original, this is also used. One CIA is desoldered, the same with this. This is the multiplex, or is this, I'm not sure what chips this is. I do think it's a buffer 373 or something. And yeah, otherwise the VIC chip is missing also, and it's a 407 board, so definitely something we can repair. We do have a serial to USB adapter. Another adapter being used on some kind of stuff. An unoriginal aftermarket power supply. Looking forward to test this out, and this also has an extra connector here, probably for a 1541 too. Another power supply, and this time for a Commodore 128. I do have some good power supplies for a Commodore 128, but I'm actually now have agreed to do a repair on one, so good to have. I do have some really old school joysticks. This is the original Commodore one. Not a very good joystick, but I do have some of these from before. And we do have some other stuff here. This is a Backbit Ship Tested Pro. This is one of the main reasons I bought this. I'm really looking forward to check this out. You have some floppy disks, Atana, from back in the day. Atana was in Norway, I think, imported by the company that was become REC, Rask and Gros Computers. At least I bought mine from them back in the day. I do have two more cassette tapes. I really must start to get rid of some of these. I have, I think, about 30 something. And this is very yellowed aftermarket, but you can see it's using the sign, it's almost the same. And this is the Taiwanese, it's not the Japanese version. I do have a TL86 2 Plus universal programmer. I do have one from before, but this also contains the adapter for doing Amiga ROMs. We just burn the chip twice and change the addressing. I am actually someone that wanted to buy this of me. And it's a box inside the box. And here there is a lot of cables and stuff. So here we have some chips. There seems to be some replacement chips for a SID, some VIC-2 chips, 65 adapter board. This might be for using this as a 6510. I do have to check this out. There is a lot of other things. Two fast load cartridges, the Epics, the one I had originally back in the day. C64 Diag, 4-in-1 diagnostics. Fast load reloaded, so 3 fast loads. And some other chip. This is a LumaFix. Oh, there is one of the chips is fallen off, this one. It seems like a VIC-2 chip. There is the harness for the diagnostics. A programming shield for doing programming via GPO pins. I do have some signal cables for video. Also some SCART adapter things. Another LumaFix. This is marked with VIC-2. If that's what's inside, I don't know. Yeah, it actually is a VIC-2 chip, a newer one. And I do have another box. That's a ROM chip. I think it was a kernel. So some spare parts here. And on this side it's more of the diag, from SCART to HDMI, some analog to SCART, and some other cables. So this is what's in this lot. I'm not going to test everything of this at once. And I'm going to keep this harness for the diagnostics. It's much better than my homemade one. And I'm going to keep some of the other stuff. But if you see anything you want, I will be happy to sell anything that I don't need straight away. And here you also have an SDI to IIC adapter, a pretty neat one, with the power from the user port, not from the cassette port. Good one. So I am going to do some more C64 videos, but in this video here I'm just going to do the unpacking, and then I'm going to start with testing the C64s and get them up and running before I start looking into more of this stuff. Maybe I'm going to use some of the diagnostic harness and some other stuff. So that will be interesting. And it's a good way to test both at once. So that's it from the garage. I have to do some cleaning to get rid of this packaging. Yes, and I'm back from the garage. I wasn't planning to do a video about this originally, but I think it's wise to do the ones about the packaging. The last batch I packed up now, it was extremely good packed. It's not the best I've seen, but it's up there. And it was nicely bubble wrapped. What we had the first time, it was also bubble wrap. It was one layer of bubble wrap on the outside. Otherwise everything lie inside, slamming into each other. And I need to clear the space on my desk. I'm going to put it up so that I can test the whole C64 setup. I will probably be using my LCD TV as a monitor. Otherwise, as you saw probably on the side down in the shed, I do have some 14-inch TVs that I have reclaimed from the recycling center. I always try to grab the ones I see, so by now I think I have 7 or 8 14-inch small TVs. And they are nice to have for this kind of tests. And I maybe will take one inside here, but I do have a issue with filming of these screens. I can't get the sync to be perfectly aligned, so it will be these rolling lines on the screen. But that will be next time. Now I have 4 Commodore 64s to test. I have 3 1541s, and I have an additional motherboard for 64. I am getting 128 today, I think, that I will be looking into. And I have my new OM or unoriginal power supply, both for the C64 and the 128 that we also want to test. We have some additional stuff and some spare parts that we're also going to test. So lots and lots of C64 stuff, and I also have the floppy disks, of course. We can go through these also. So these videos with the C64, I probably will be try to save in on the edit. And also I have gone through most of the C64 and the theory behind it. So I will, instead of making new videos about the cassette interface, the power supplies, all the other stuff that I did in my C64 Resurrection series, it's only when it's some new stuff or some other angle on some of the old stuff, I will do the theory. Of course, I will show the snippets of a circuit diagram when I do the fault finding. That has to be in. Otherwise, I will point you to some of my existing videos. So, that's it for this time. Hope you enjoyed the contents. Hope you are looking forward as much as me to get some more C64 videos. Otherwise, leave a comment below if you not into this kind of stuff. Otherwise, we will continue with this series as planned, so if there are no special wishes, I'm going to follow through with this plan. So, thanks for watching, hope to see you next time, and take care.